I love to fly up in the sky. Through the clouds I reach so high, climbing up to touch the light. Adventure calls me day and night. The wind, it sings a melody, guiding where I long to be. I'll spread my wings and chase the sun. No limits when the dream's begun. The world below fades out of sight as I soar into the light. The stars above begin to shine, painting trails so bright and fine. Every turn brings something new, endless skies in brilliant blue. The wind, it sings a melody, guiding where I long to be. I'll spread my wings and chase the sun. No limits when the dream's begun. The world below fades out of sight as I soar into the light. I'll spread my wings and chase the sun. No limits when the drum's begun. The world below fades out of sight as I soared into the light.
Good evening, everyone. You know the old saying, third time's a charm. Well, I don't believe in charms, but I do believe that there are some add-ons out there that are reliable. The Fenix Sim A320 is definitely one of them. So today, I'm definitely going to get out of Frankfurt to Faro for the third attempt using another Lufthansa aircraft. However, this is a bit more modern, but also more reliable, like I was saying. This is the Fenix Sim A320. I had a lot of trouble with the Inibuilds A300. I'm working with Inibuilds to at least track what's going on. They believe they have a clue on what's happening. The plane would crash, WASM crash, every time we would insert an arrival to any airport. So they believe they found, or at least they think they found, a possible culprit, and they will be, according to them, releasing an update very soon. But you know how these things go. Take their time, and it's comprehensible. I mean, it's a big crash. It completely renders the plane inoperable. And I still want to fly the A300. I could have asked for a refund, but it is one of, one of the best aircraft out there, regardless of the issues. Inibuilds will solve it. I believe they will. So here we are at, again, we have missing gates. What's the deal here? Why do gates disappear like that? This has happened to me so many times. Let me restart the flight here real quick, because I hate to see missing gates at any airport. Hello Drexy, welcome. You can see that the gates were missing, and that would, yeah, look at that, missing gates. These are not so these gates aren't, let's see, ready to fly. Yeah, see that? The gates are missing. And I don't think this is a GSX issue, honestly. Because we can restart Coatl and you'll see that it won't change anything. This happens once in a while. It will mean that we will not see passengers loaded. And as we were seeing on the overhead camera, alright, so Simbrief is okay. So as you see in the overhead camera, no other gates have jetways either. So these are the secondary jetways. You can see here on this side, this A321 has no gates. These gates are missing. This gate where we are is missing. Every single active gate is missing. Only the secondaries are there because they're not used. So this is a flight simulator issue. And this happens a little too often to my taste. I'm just searching online, what could it be? Alright, so let's not dwell into that. There's certainly an issue here with the gates. You can see that we're missing our own, and the one next to us is supposed to have two gates, where the 747 is, it only has one, so one's missing. It's perfectly alright. I just want to get out of Frankfurt, to be honest, at this point. I'm not even going to be bothered with that. So without further ado, let's just prepare a flight. Here's Betsy. Welcome, Betsy. Let's request flight plan initiation. So this plane is pretty straightforward. So Frankfurt to Faro, a flight that I honestly, boarding only, am extremely tired. So the gate isn't there. So
boarding requested.
Boarding requested. No gates will be animated because they're missing. Not sure why this happens. I'm certainly going to read about it further.
Runway awareness. Okay.
Meters.
So vRAAS is working. And we got the smoke detection fault. It's been a thing with the Fenix for some time now. Not sure if an intentional thing. Doesn't sound like an intentional thing. Plane doesn't have MEL or anything simulated, so not sure. Right, so flight plan is loaded. Same with passengers and cargo are being loaded. We got our flight, our fuel, our block fuel 10.1. Let's just confirm here with our briefing. There it is, 10.1 on the mark. Well, let's get our Beyond ATC menu here now. So let's check out DATs. We got Sierra, wind 030 at 5, variable, CAVOC, and visibility. Temperature 24, dew point 1, QNH 1023. Arrival, runway 07 left, 07 right, departure runway 07 center, and 18. Transition level 050. Read back. All hold short. Instructions, acknowledge receipt of information Sierra. Alright. So let's go to initialize our flight plan here. So let's go to ATSO. And you'll see flight initiation. Let's insert our data. So we got I'm a little bit under the weather, so I apologize for some sniffing here and there. So we got DLH 223, just like we can change anything from the A300. flight DLH 223. We are departing EDDF. I know this route like the back of my hand. To Faro. Hopefully today we'll get there. And our alternate is Lisbon, I believe. Alright, so let's see. It's gotta be Lisbon. Almost sure. There used to be an entry here where you see alternate. So we got a step to flight level 350, then 370. Where's the alternate? Really, there's no alternate here? So off to Madrid, then on Lisbon FIR. Hello, Ender. Aircraft's loaded pretty quick. I mean, we don't have jetways again. So let's just say it's Lisbon. I'm pretty sure it is. It usually is Lisbon, the alternate. And the ETE should be... Where's the expected time? Well, we have it here. We don't need to look into there. So our ETE is at 1930. Alright, initialize, done. Now let's go back to A2 again, AOC, ATC requests, pre-departure clearance. We are at gate Alpha 21. We got AT's Sierra, and we are calling station EDDF for the CPD. PDC, I mean, EDDF. Acronyms sometimes. Sent. We'll just wait now for the reply. We're gonna initialize the flight itself. Pretty sure the alternate is Lisbon. We'll get the confirmation. There it is, Lisbon, like I said. So we got Salo, yeah, okay. Same approach as the A300. The only difference really is that the plane is different. We'll probably get there faster, by the way. So here we go. So in terms of aircraft ID, we got a cost index of 5. Sorry, cost index of 5. Cruise altitude initially is 350 initially. Flight number is DLH 223. DLH 223. Bingo. Alright, here we go. We got the response. So we are cleared for Faro, runway 18 via Hanek to Lima. We know this departure quite well, because that's the one's been given to the A300 as well, multiple times now. Alright, we got initial climb to 6 tau, transition is at 5 tau. We got squawk 2734, which we'll insert 27, 3, 4. Done. We'll go and send. Alrighty. So let's go back to flight plan and actually let's go to performance first. So we got our weights in. We can send this to the plane. Done. Let's confirm that. Page 2. There it is. 60.3. CG is 32.8. Block fuel 10.1 as planned. Alright, so we got a reply. So we can close this one. The other one. CDA received. Clearance confirmed. Good to go. Alright, let's go to our performance. So we now know it's runway 18 and we're going to use the full extent as we usually do. Unfortunately, Beyond ATC does not give us. So there's something off here. Oh, alright. I'm looking at some issues with syncing with the aircraft sometimes, but not on Fenix, fortunately. So we're going to go for optimal flat config. Force toga, no. NTIs, it's not required. Packs will be on. Takeoff weight is 70.2 tons. And Mach takeoff weight is 30.1. We are going to go for runway 18. Surface is dry. Wind is 030 at 5. Temperature 24. QNH 1023. So let's calculate. We got V1 155, VR 158, and V2 158. Flaps will be 1 down 0.3. Flax temperature is 60 degrees Celsius. We got a thrust reduction at 1,330 feet, and we got a transition of 5,000. Alright, looks good. We're gonna take off full length. Alright, and calculate again just in case. Yeah, done. Then now send to Sam CDO. Come down here to performance. V1 155, VR 158, and V2 158 again. So looks good. So now we're going to run our checklists, get ready to get out of Dodge. So here we go. Parking brakes are on, flaps are up, spoilers retracted and disarmed, predictive wind shear and radar both off, right here. Engine master switch is both off, thrust levers on idle, engine mode selected to normal, gear is down, as it should. Wipers are off. We're good to go. So let's call GSX and tell them to get out of here. So I think with Fenix we just need to turn on, well, first we need the APU. Now 2, 3. We need to count 3 seconds till we can start the APU. We got our nav data. Our ADRs are ready. So let's set the QNH 1023. Done. Done. Zoom in a little bit. And done. Alright. You guys didn't see it, but I was setting up to standby. Alright. We got a company message. GPS primary as we had confirmed earlier. APU is starting up. Just going to check out the received messages. Probably the load sheets. Yeah, we already have these. We should confirm this with the manifest, which we don't have. And pre-departure clearance, we already confirmed it. Right, APU is available, so we're going to bleed it in. APU bleed done, and we'll get to go. Let's now call GSX and tell them that we want to go. As I was saying, I think that if we turn on the beacon, it will automatically. Yep. Nope. So now External power has been disconnected. Ready for pushback. So let's set this to auto. Auto brakes to max. Oh, we don't have any power yet. Let's get our charts out. So at EDDF, we're gonna go through Haneki 3 Fox, and we got our airport right here. So let's call the ground now. Press push and start. Oh, no audio. Yeah, this is an issue with. No, this is an issue with.
Croatia 415, request taxi. Croatia 415.
So we didn't hear, but it told us to face south. So this is what we're gonna pick.
Taxi to holding point, Lima 21, runway 07 center via November 8 November, Lima 21, Croatia 415.
Just waiting for them.
Lufthansa 02 Kilo, contact Frankfurt Tower 118.78, bye-bye.
Contact Tower 118.78, Lufthansa 02 Kilo, have a good evening.
Sun Express 10 Echo, hold position for traffic.
Hold position for traffic, Sun Express 10 Echo.
Come on,
Sun
GSX.
Express 10 Echo, continue taxi.
Continue taxi, Sun Express 10 Echo.
So we're gonna go through area 1.
Release parking brakes.
Parking brakes released.
Commencing push.
Sun Express 10 Echo, hold position for traffic. I'll call you back.
There we go,
Hold
engine
position
start.
for
Start
traffic,
number
Sun
1.
Express 10 Echo.
Sun Express 10 Echo, continue taxi.
Continue taxi, Sun Express 10 Echo.
Sun
And I
Express
keep
10
forgetting
Echo,
these.
hold position for traffic. I'll call you back.
Hold position, Sun Express 10 Echo.
Sun Express 10 Echo, continue taxi.
Continue taxi, Sun Express 10 Echo.
Lufthansa 3 Uniform Victor, hold position for traffic. I'll call you back.
Hold position, Lufthansa 3 Uniform Victor.
Number 1 starting. Set constraints.
Lufthansa 3 Uniform Victor, continue taxi.
Continue taxi, Lufthansa 3 Uniform Victor.
So, as I described, today we're flying for the first time with a new program called Tritrisim GFX. That Tritrisim kindly gave us a little discount to acquire. Right, start number 2 now. So what does this program do? Well, it adds a little extra visual effects. For engine starts, especially in the rain. This is where you're going to see this plane shine. But you can see here how the APU is much more, the heat wave is much more pronounced. It's one of the many little features. It's compatible with most of the top add-ons. Yeah, I shouldn't have picked Zone 1. Look at him. That's where this triangle is. Should have picked like Zone 2 or something, which is a little further up. Anyway, gives us a good view of the tarmac. I suppose this allows for other aircraft to taxi out or taxi in. This is Zone 1 beginning and this is the ending. Alright, looks like engine 2 is running.
Waiting your confirmation for a good engine start.
And we got a good engine start.
Cockpit to ground. We have a good engine start. You can disconnect.
Unlocking gear.
So, forget this.
Swiss 1 Lima Kilo, contact Frankfurt Tower 118.78.
We also don't need.
Contact Tower 118.78, Swiss
Lead air.
1 Lima Kilo.
just setting up for the night flight, so I'm turning on the lights just in case it gets dark pretty quick. Alright, let's request taxi. Oh, still got the nose wheel steering disconnected. Let's put this in flight plan. There's a tug.
Tow truck disconnected. Bypass pin removed.
Bypass pin has been removed.
Left is clear. Right is clear.
Thank you. These are very interesting gates here, all with the Lufthansa logo. They're all dominated by Lufthansa anyway, but it occupies a good chunk. There's our pin. It occupies a good chunk of this airport. The Lufthansa logos.
Lufthansa 223, request taxi to the active.
Lufthansa 223, taxi to holding point November, runway 1.
So let's go via November today.
Taxi to holding point November, runway 18 via November 5 November, Lufthansa 223.
There we go.
Sun Express 1 Sierra Echo, contact Frankfurt Tower 124.855.
So we'll basically roll through here all the way down to 18.
Lufthansa 3 Uniform Victor, contact Frankfurt Tower.
Beautiful livery today.
118.78.
Contact Tower 118.78.
Lufthansa modern, almost black, very dark blue. This is the DAM, Delta Alpha India Uniform Mike.
Over to Tower 118.78.
Americans must love this plane just because they can say DAM. A little too fast. So we're going to turn right here at November. And let's see if I can get my track IR to cooperate.
Sun Express 1 Golf Victor, contact Frankfurt Tower 118.
So this is position 3. I think I would, next time I get out of this gate, I'll take this position 3. So let's now turn right to November 5. Go all the way to the holding point November for runway 18. And while we're driving down the runway, let's check our flight controls. So full deflection left, neutral, full deflection right, neutral, full pitch up.
Lufthansa 8304 at Gate Victor 171 Alpha,
neutral.
Request pushback and
I'm
engine
looking down here, by the way. Full rudder left,
Lufthansa 8304, Frankfurt
full rudder right,
hold position for traffic.
Hold position, Lufthansa 8304.
Now let's set the pitch trim. It's going to be down 0.3, 2, 3, done. Okay, we're good to go. Oh, get out of taxi lane there. I mean, look at that. Lufthansa, 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 Lufthansa. Everywhere you look at the gates to my right, they're all Lufthansa gates.
Lufthansa 8304,
I mean, it's the main airline, it's the big airline from Germany, it's a flag carrier, but you would think that they would get a huge terminal, but I would say about 70% of all gates in Frankfurt are all dominated by Lufthansa. So it's their prerogative, of course. There are many other airports in Germany to serve other airlines, and you still have the apron ramps. So you don't need to go to the jetways. We didn't have any jetways today, so. And there's the big Lufthansa Technik hangar there.
Lufthansa 884, Frankfurt apron, pushback and engine start approved. Face north.
Pushback approved, face north, Lufthansa 884.
So right now TAP Air Portugal is being sold to, well, not the entirety, but to a majority, to a foreign investor. And there are two groups on the race to acquire TAP Portugal. One is the Air France KLM group,
Lufthansa 8304, taxi for
and
departure.
the other is the Lufthansa group.
Lufthansa 8304,
And a lot of people question
taxi to
which
holding
one's
point
better.
Lima 21 runway 07
I think
center,
they're both
via
great
November,
investors.
Lima 21.
Taxi to holding point Lima 21, runway 07
Lufthansa's been a
center
bit
via
aggressive
November,
lately,
Lima 21, Lufthansa
acquiring
8304.
airlines.
Sun Express 7
But then
Delta,
again, so
India
did
Charlie
Air
15
France and
Alpha,
KLM, right?
request pushback and engine start. Sun Express 7 Delta, Frankfurt apron pushback and engine start approved. Face east. Pushback and engine start approved. Face
Slow
east.
down a little bit.
Sun Express 7 Delta.
Who will win on the acquisition? It's hard to say. It's actually neck to neck.
884, taxi for departure.
I think the investment values are the same, or pretty close. But I think Air France KLM has a higher bid in terms of financial values, so they'll probably win, but we'll have to wait and see.
Lufthansa 8304, contact Frankfurt Tower 118.78, good day.
Over to Tower 118.78, Lufthansa 8304.
All aircraft be advised, information tango now current
Just forgot
QNH1022.
to press the reset for rudder trim. We got the nose light set for taxi, runway turn off, everything looks peachy and dandy. This is the cargo area. There's a Lufthansa cargo right there. Should have much more planes than what we got here. Sometimes Beyond ATC populates things a little scarcely. Should have like big planes here, including the infamous European cargo companies like Cargolux,
Request taxi.
Oladinish,
Sun
boa
Express
tarde.
7 Delta, taxi to holding point Lima 21, runway 07 center via November, Lima North, November 3, Lima November 5, November, Lima 21. Taxi to holding point Lima 21, runway 07 center.
A few
via
more
November,
cargo planes.
Lima North, November 3, Lima November 5, November, Lima 21.
This is
Sun
the
Express
city
7
line.
Delta.
It's a cargo A320, A321 in this case. I've never seen a city line A321 cargo. Maybe I'm just not
Lufthansa 7 Papa Juliet
in the
8
know.
Alpha 54 Bravo, request pushback.
So let's turn on TCAS for TARA.
Face west.
Pushback approved, phase
We already
west,
turned on
Lufthansa
our
7
weather
Papa Juliet.
radar. We're in a sparsely populated area. There's no ground maintenance around here or crews driving around, so we can turn on the radar. But if you feel like you're going to cross like service lanes, it's best to just leave the radar to turn on when you're lining up, just because you don't want to
Lufthansa 41 Alpha,
irradiate to
Bravo
everybody
10,
around you.
request pushback and engine start.
Lufthansa 41 Alpha.
There's Andrew's favorite right there,
Face southwest.
Pushback and engine start approved.
Boeing
Face
757.
Lufthansa 41 Alpha.
beautiful plane. And I love the DHL colors. I can't wait to fly this one. This is the A300 cargo variant. So if I can't fly the passenger one, I can't fly that one either. So it's actually one of my choices to fly as a first flight for the A300, but as you saw, there's no point in selecting any flight for it right now. So it's effectively grounded right next to the iFly 737 MAX. So two huge disappointments of late.
Lufthansa 7 Papa Juliet ready to taxi to the active.
Lufthansa 7 Papa Juliet.
So the holding point in November is this one right here. Just waiting for them to
Taxi to holding
hand over to the tower. So this is the initial holding,
November 8 November Lima 21 Lufthansa 7 Papa Juliet.
and then we'll have the runway holdings. There it is.
Contact Frankfurt Tower 124.855.
So let's slow down
Contact tower 124.855 Lufthansa 223.
Don't push on the brakes too hard. So this is the visual holding point. Should have vRAAS telling us.
Approaching 1-8.
There it is. Alright, so we got everything set up. We got flaps set. We got spoilers armed. Auto brake set to max. We got our initial climb. QNH set and cross-checked. We got everything going. We also have runway turn-off lights. Let's turn on the wing lights. Everything looks peachy. No lights on the overhead. Let's call it in and tell them that we want to get out of here.
Lufthansa 223, holding short, runway 18.
Lufthansa 223, Frankfurt Tower, wind 060 degrees, 6 knots, runway 18, cleared for takeoff.
So we are clear for
Runway 18
takeoff.
cleared for takeoff. Lufthansa 223.
There we go. We warned the crew. We got everything going. Let's go. Lining up first. This is auto, right? It is.
On runway 18.
Got it. Alright. So now I'm just gonna do something real quick. I'm gonna check out my cameras if you guys will be able to see. Yeah, I think we'll be able to see some of the effects once we take off, but I'll switch to this camera once we're climbing. Alright? Good to go. Let's go. %. Flag set 60 SRS. Airspeed alive. Little off center so we don't hit the lights. 100. Quite a long takeoff run. V1, rotate. Positive rate, gear up.
Lufthansa
Thrust
223,
climb.
contact London radar 136.13.
Contact London radar 136.13 Lufthansa 223.
Dolomity 8768, contact London radar 127.6.
Contact London radar 127.6
What's going on with the strobe light?
8768.
London radar, Lufthansa
Speed check
223,
flaps up.
passing 1,800 feet, climbing to flight level 060.
Lufthansa 223, London radar, identified, climb flight level 170.
Climb flight
170.
level 170, Lufthansa 223.
Set autopilot 1. Set. After takeoff checklist. Flaps up. Gear is up. Runway turn off lights and nose lights off. After takeoff checklist complete. And autopilot, of course, as required. You're gonna follow this this SID. Traumatized with stars now. So let's see if I can get us outside. So Tritrisim GFX is basically an enhancement for most of the top airliners out there. Today's flight is uneventful, so there's no rain, but in certain conditions you can see wingtip vortices, you can see hot starts on cold days, so hot engine starts on cold days. You'll see smoke spewing out. There's so many different effects. The engines will also, let's see if we can see that. The engines will also have condensation, so they will appear like there's a little white cloud on the engines. Not happening right now. The air is very dry. There's very little humidity today, but so many different little effects. The add-on is very discreet. I'll show you the interface. It's pretty cool. So let's check out the interface. Let me turn off track IR. Altimeter set standard. Set. Set. And set. Set and cross-checked. I said set and cross-checked. Set. Oh, because these are synced, alright. So when I pressed here I set it, but when I pressed there I unset it. Alright, so we're passing the transition altitude after 4,000. We set the altimeter to standard.
Contact long and radar 127.6 Lufthansa 8304.
There's traffic up ahead.
Radar Lufthansa 7 Papa Juliet 1,900 feet.
5,000 feet or so above us.
7 Papa Juliet. London radar identified. Climb flight level 150.
Passing 10,000 feet, external lights off.
Papa Juliet.
So the lights are retracting. Once they do, the message will disappear. So the lights are retractable. They sit, or they are at the belly of the aircraft. So let's look at Tritrisim's GFX interface. This is it. So currently it's off, actually. Should be on. And it selected the Fenix A320. So that's why we weren't seeing much. So these are all the effects possible from this simulation from Tritrisim. Wing condensation, engine condensation, thrust on rain, which we don't have right now, wingtip vortices, water injection, again with rain, water trails, again with rain, the trails from the landing gear. Engine cold starts, the ones I was talking about. So when it's cold outside and the engine start, there will be like smoke spewing out of the engines, and strake vortices. So these are the wingtip vortices, and then there's the strake vortices. Also simulates contrails, although this is a hit and miss effect, to be honest. Same thing with AI traffic, it will generate contrails. And if there's low visibility and we're inside a cloud, for example, it will simulate wing fade, so the wings will fade away with the thickness of the clouds. Pretty cool effects, to be honest. And there's a dew point moisture approximation, so it kind of helps in creating condensation if it's closer to the dew point. There's also a cinematic mode that will enable some nice visual effects with it. I enable it all. So right now you might not see it, and it needs to be authenticated apparently. Right now you might not see it per se, but you will see that it is quite cool to see when it happens, and it adds a little extra humph to the visuals, which is something we always want, just as long as it's not like taking too much VRAM or something. From all my tests, I didn't see it taking too much VRAM, to be honest. And look at that, we're already seeing one of the many cool effects. So see the contrails from the AI, you can see them from afar and they look much more realistic than the default ones. You might say, well, it's not really that relevant, is it? Well, it is, if you're talking about immersion. Stand by, because we need to climb, so... Waiting for the... So there's something weird with Beyond ATC. It's missing the announce on frequency. Not sure what's going on. There's also a lot of traffic, but we cannot climb until we are cleared to, although we can just...
Airhop 12 Juliet Whiskey, cleared Rombo 9er Echo arrival, runway 08 right. Cleared Rombo 9er Echo arrival, runway 08 right. Airhop 12 Juliet Whiskey. Lufthansa 223, London radar identified, climb flight level 350.
Climb flight level 350, Lufthansa 223.
Now we get the clearance. Alright, it's open, climb.
Lufthansa 02 kilo, contact Reims control, 128.3. Center 128.3, Lufthansa 02 kilo.
So let's see if we
Eurowings
can
2 Romeo
see
Echo,
some of
report ready for descent.
the many effects, like
Romeo Echo. Eurowings 2 Romeo Echo,
wingtip
descent to flight
contrails.
level 110.
Descend to flight level 110, Eurowings 2 Romeo Echo.
KLM84 Alpha, report ready for descent. Ready for descent,
So,
KLM84 Alpha.
some people don't understand.
KLM84 Alpha, descent to flight level
just
250. Descent to flight level 250, KLM84 Alpha.
Much better. Some people don't understand how quote-unquote hollow the jet engines on on a modern aircraft are, but they really are hollow. This is the bypass area on the engines, and to be honest, if you take a good look at it, you will kind of figure out that these are in fact the fans are in fact extremely compacted and extremely small, but yet very sturdy and turbocharged rotors that operate just like a turboprop, but they rotate so much faster. But the thrust they generate, especially on the first stages, are mostly bypassed, and the bypass is used for two reasons. First, it compensates thrust, so everything that goes beyond the engine compressors, they're still providing some level of thrust, but they're also used to cool down the engine. So this is a very cool, a very ingenious way to cool down the engines without having some excess engineering done. So the air itself that bypasses the engine is used to cool down the engine. It also you can't really compress air, so you couldn't really compress air in such a way that it would the engine would become like a brake if you try to compress every single ounce of air. This is just not possible. So the bypass serves to add to thrust. So you see the most modern engines are bigger, but they actually have bigger bypass sections. They're not fully compressing air, like sucking air like in a vacuum cleaner and spewing it on the back. They do that, of course, but as you can see here, it's not at all the entirety of the air that gets sucked in by the engine. It's a good chunk of it, but not all of it. And it's a very effective way to cool down the engine operating at such high speeds and with high friction. Beautiful sunset. The Fenix A320 is an amazing aircraft, to be honest. Very trustworthy. I've had very little issues with the Fenixes over time. And even if you might say, well, but there are better planes out there, that's questionable. But even if you are right in terms of systems and in terms of immersion, like interaction, in with the cabin, stuff like that. There are planes that are a little more interactive, to be sure, but reliable, very few can beat the Fenix, and that is very important for any simmer, is the ability to take off, fly, land, no issues. I only have one issue so far with this flight, and that was related to the scenery. No gates and jetways, that's it. Nothing related to the Fenix. You saw me go through the checklist easily. You saw me go through systems and preparing for the flight. No issues. Really interesting how a plane can really survive so much competition and still be the most reliable thing out there. So whenever I fly a plane, it gives me trouble, just like the Fenix A320. So we're out of the SID. Let's go here to the en route chart for now. There's a little bug here. No, it's not. Oh, I'm mixing up planes now. I thought the en route map would get blanked, but that's on the FSL321. So like I was saying, reliable is the middle word for this plane. So I'm looking through my stuff here. I'm preparing a few flights for the future, and I was given a slight opportunity to start flying business jets. I have to decide whether or not I want to do it, because there's some good business jets out there. I got my eye on a couple of them. Not gonna fly on a regular basis. It needs to be a plane that I can fly and enjoy and give you content. It's not gonna be something I buy and just park it on my hangar and never fly it again. So I'm thinking about it. The thing is with business aviation is that planes often underperform so much. They become a little bit of a nuisance, and you have to pick airports, specific airports where you want to fly, like short hops. But modern day jets, like the Citation class, Citation X and others, they are pretty good in terms of range. So some of them can even outrange planes like the A320, especially the Citation X, but others as well. So yeah, side stick fault, this happens quite a lot. So I'm thinking about it. I'm not sure if I'm going to do it, but if I do, like I said, I had a couple of planes in my mind. If I do get to business jets, but I need to be sure that they are fully integrated with the stuff I use, like GSX, now GFX as well. They are integrated with Simbrief, Navigraph. Some of these business jets, they use Garmin, and if they do use Garmin, what type of integration does that Garmin have with Simbrief and Navigraph? If they do have a nice integration with moving map and all that, then I'll consider it. It's not because they're not flyable without it, but you kind of get used to some level of business, some level of flying, I mean, and some level of automation, because we fly solo here, so we need some level of automation, stuff that the plane can do for ourselves. And if these business jets can do that, then by all means, turn off the seatbelt signs. By all means, let's go, let's do it. But if they don't have those automations, then I'm afraid I'm going to skip. Got any suggestions, Trexie, in terms of business jets? Citation X is a good one. It's one of those that I've got my eye on, Citation X. But there's another one, and there's not been released yet. I'm not really interested in the Embraer Phenom, whatever. I think it's Phenom. It's a one that FS Reborn did recently. I'm not really interested on that one right now. for various reasons, which I will not disclose. But yeah, that's the only one I'm probably, I don't know. It's a bit expensive, 45 euros for a business jet. We'll see. Thinking about it. I need to buy it. I don't get freebies, as you guys know. It's not like I'm a big channel that gets all of the free stuff and little kisses on the cheek. I get unreplied emails and sarcasm. So that's what I get from having a YouTube channel on my side, especially from YouTube. No, I'm not being dramatic, I'm being serious. Bombardier. The Global. It depends, Drexy. I'm talking about add-ons that exist for Flight Simulator. I can't fly planes that don't exist. So does that one exist? Is there a Bombardier available for FS 2024? So this plane doesn't have a cell call code, which is odd. Gulfstream, Bombardier, Global Jet are cool because Cristiano Ronaldo has one. Gulfstreams are cool because most of the big shots in the world of business have a Gulfstream. But I'm a fan of Cessna, to be honest. I like the Citation jets, although those are very limited in terms of range. But there are others. Citation X is a great example. There's a Citation Longitude or Longitude. That's another great plane. It's actually pretty good in terms of range. Yeah, thanks Drexy, appreciate it. So guys, if you like what you see, if you care to help the channel, there's a buy me a link. Buy me a coffee, not buy me a link. Buy me a coffee link in the description. I'll appreciate if you guys would want to donate. Every single penny I get is reinvested in new add-ons. For example, this new possible business jet we're talking about. There's Betsy in all her glory. Yeah, talking about you, baby. Yeah, there she goes. No passengers, but there's a nice little Lufthansa logo on the seats. I'm not sure what happened. GSX just turned off passengers for Phoenix. Not sure what happened there, but I don't mind it. I don't really go down back there that often, only to show you guys the seats.
Passing flight level 121, climbing to flight level 150. Turbulence for 4 kilo, London radar, identified, climb flight level 310, climb flight level 310.
I have a typo in the progress bar, let me correct that. Instead of 332, it's gotta be 223. There it is. That's correct. Sorry about that. Pretty easy to fix. I'm gonna search here what the heck is going on, and that way I sometimes I don't get any jetways.
Armada 546, contact Munich radar 120.65.
I'm searching online to see if there's anybody complaining about that.
Bangladesh 202 heavy, contact Munich radar 120.65, bye bye. Center on
I see a lot of people complaining about it. They say the quick troubleshooting is just end the flight and restart it, and apparently that reloads the jetways. Hello Mirsha, welcome. Cessna Citation X is one of those I'm looking at. As for the Bombardier Challenger 350, let me check that one. Challenger, that's a cheap one. Is it? What are the?
Taron 364, contact Munich radar 12.
Yeah, it's not really. No, people say it's awful. The Challenger. Oh my, the reviews are bad. Very limited functionality in the sim, according to one user in Sim Market. Let me see if there are reviews.
Sun Express 1 Golf Victor, contact Munich radar 120.65.
Center on 120.65, Sun Express 1 Golf Victor.
Lufthansa 55 Alpha, descent via start to 5,000 feet, QNH 1023. Descent via start to 5,000 feet, QNH 1023, Lufthansa 55 Alpha. City Island 2 November Echo, descent via start to 5,000 feet, QNH 1023.
Descend via start to 5,000 feet, QNH 1023, City Island 2 November Echo.
Yeah, sorry, but the Challengers available they don't seem very good. There's one from a company called, what's it called? Sim Federation. That one doesn't look good from the pictures I've been watching. From the outside it looks kind of good, but the avionics look. There's one made by Flight Effects. I'm doing good, Misha. How are you? This one looks Flight FX. But I don't think this one's been released yet. Oh, these are the same guys that did a Citation X. So I know the Citation X is pretty good. So the Flight FX Challenger 350
Lufthansa 8304, contact Munich radar 120.
looks good, and they're built by the same guys that do the Citation X, Cessna Citation X. So this has to be a good plane. So I'm gonna put this in my wish list for sure, Drexy. Thanks for the suggestion on these two. As for the Embraer Phenom, like I said, I'm not gonna go for that for various reasons. Nothing to do with the product, the content of the product. It has more to do with the performance of it. I did reach out to them to see if
Lufthansa 223 Zurich radar identified.
Sorry, Munich radar now.
FSDT 86 November, contact Milan radar 1.
So I was saying I reached out to FS Reborn to try to get a way to test the plane or something, but that went nowhere. So that's not gonna happen. Look at that, beautiful. Those are the Alps, by the way, Switzerland. Beautiful, man. Look at the sky. Let's go outside for a moment. Oh, okay, Misha. I'm gonna time accelerate. Oh, we got contrails. Let's look at these contrails, because these are much more realistic contrails than we had from FS 2024 default own plane contrails. As you can see, the effects are smooth and they separate themselves quite a bit from the engine, because remember, these contrails are mostly heated water vapor. It turns into little clouds. So these are supposed to look like clouds, and they are supposed to form way back from the plane. So pretty cool to see. Very realistic contrails there. Only possible with the Tritrisim GFX. So you see, other plane contrails look much more realistic as well. Our own contrails look so cool. Look at that. Plus other effects that unfortunately we can only see during takeoffs and landings, like the wing condensation, the contrail, the vortexes, and engine ingestion, water ingestion, and vapor ingestion on the front. That looks like a little cloud of condensation. All of that is simulated via the Tritrisim GFX, and right now the Tritrisim GFX is compatible with a lot of different planes, and currently this one is compatible with the Fenix 320, of course. And you can see here a little picture of what it can do. You see here the little contrails there, sorry, the vortices, the wing condensation there, the engine injection simulation. All of that is possible with this new GFX. It's pretty cheap. It's around 20 bucks or something, and it actually gives us a FPS counter here, which is a little optimistic at 37. I think it's a little less than that, but anyway, it is what it is. I'm no longer aiming like for 100 FPS. That's unrealistic. I just want to put the animation to look fluid enough. Of course, if you kind of add these effects here, you're gonna see a toll. It's gonna take a toll at your FPS counter. And at the end of the day, if you don't feel like, if you do want more performance, just go into your settings and reduce the quality. You don't really need to have that much video quality at 60,000 feet or something, or 40,000 feet. That's a bit more realistic there. Drive safe, Misha, if you're gonna drive around. Definitely don't use your phone while driving. Right, now that we're in cruise and we're stabilized, let's time accelerate now. So in the Fenix is a little different. Let me just center on the plane there. In the Fenix is a little different. We need to go here to the MCD menu, maintenance, and now I'm just going to simulate a 2x sim rate, because the plane doesn't really like to go to 4x sim rate. Remember, if you do have time compression, always leave this CDU page open with the Fenix, because if you go 4x like that, the plane will start oscillating violently up and down. Be careful. A trucker. I don't think Misha's a trucker. Yeah, it's a beautiful view, man.
Transsolar 3930, contact Zurich radar 126.225.
So always keep an eye on your PFD. It will mostly happen if you have a tailwind, which we don't right now. And when you do have a tailwind, the plane will start going up and down violently. And if you don't stop that by canceling the time compression, or just reducing to 2x time compression, you can easily lose control of the plane. And that has happened to me more than once. Look at that. Swiss Alps. I gotta fly back to Innsbruck. It's one of those destinations I need to go back to, because last couple of flights to Innsbruck were awful for me. First time I had issues on the approach. I was vectored in. Actually, I was doing the RNAV approach, but I came up too high. I tried to compensate. I failed. I had to go around. Beyond ATC was in its early stages, and it was directing me to fly into mountains, so it was really awful. I had to fly manually mostly till landing, and it wasn't a great experience. Not for me, not for you guys, definitely not for you guys. Second time I don't quite remember, but things didn't go well either. I think I borked the approach, something like that. The plane was all over the place. So I just need to go back there. It's a very challenging approach with the RNAV, but nothing that serious. So I got ops, no ADC required. Sorry. Alright, so we've been having some issues being handed over to Marseille control.
Marseille Control, Lufthansa 223, flight level 350.
Lufthansa 223, Marseille Control identified.
Alright, so what happened with the A300?
Air Portugal 939, contact Marseille Control 130.85.
Center on 130.85, Air Portugal 939.
So what happened with Marseille is on the last couple of flights with the A300. I know the plane was also malfunctioning, but we had an issue with Beyond ATC flying over Marseille. It seemed the plane was stuck in Marseille while we still continued to fly on. We were already in Spain. Well, not we. I was already in Spain because that happened during a training flight, a testing flight. I was already in Spain. The plane thought I was still in Marseille. Not the plane, Beyond ATC thought I was still in Marseille. So if that happens, we need to restart Beyond ATC, because that can happen, and it has happened.
Aircat 682, contact Marseille Control 120.85.
There's a plane doing contrails. I think we're passing by it. There it is. You can see it right there. So you can see that the contrails are a lot more realistic.
Lufthansa 223, contact Marseille Control.
The only unrealistic thing about this particular plane here is the fact that it's almost stopped in the air. That's because Beyond ATC will generate these planes at normal speed, and I'm time compressed, so these AI planes are not going to accelerate as fast as I do. That's the only downside of a time accelerating, and you'll see that the contrails will like snap into existence because we're flying so freaking fast. We're something like Mach 3.2, something like that right now. It's crazy the speed we can go with time compression.
Runway 13 left, Air France 43 Uniform Victor.
So let's put this over this side.
Ryanair 76, Quebec Yankee. Good evening. Flight level 330.
So guys, just leave a like, subscribe, help the channel, share with your friends. Make sure you get the Glide Slope channel out there. I'm really appreciative. I got 536 subscribers to this day. That's pretty cool for someone that started less than a year ago. Well, yeah, less than a year ago, being regular. I've had a lot of friends helping as well. My good friend Andrew, Mirsha, and Drexy. But from day one, I have to thank Mirsha and Andrew, my two moderators. They've been helping a lot. I also have my good friend Philippe giving me a good hand by allowing me to post my videos in this Discord channel. And I've had some very, I wouldn't say viral, but some videos were quite successful, like the Tolis A340-600, which is a plane I need to return to. Clearly, I've only flown it about 4 times with it. I need to do it a lot more. Believe it or not, this plane the tallest A340-600. I want to fly it more than I would like to fly, let's say, in the A320, because it has the jump to feature that allows me to, instead of time compressing, to just jump to a different portion of the flight. That's very handy for someone like me that does flight streams, because that means I can fly all over the world and not really have to spend 4, 5, 6, 10 hours flying. Yeah, thank you, Traxy. You've been quite faithful in a good way. I really appreciate your presence, and you're always here. Thank you so much for that. Really appreciate it. I wish my channel would be monetized, but YouTube isn't keen on giving me audience, much less giving me monetization. It's not in their priorities right now to help me. I've sent a couple of messages to YouTube explaining that my subscribers aren't getting notified. They don't care. If you're not a big channel, they don't care. Doesn't matter what you do. Doesn't matter if you make the best content in the world. If you don't have like 1 million subs, doesn't matter for them. And I get it. There's so many people already with 1 million subs. Who's this guy from Portugal with 536 subs? Who is this guy? So apparently Beyond ETC is working okay. It says that we switched to Bordeaux control, but notice that as we fly with time compression, you'll notice that we get less and less contacts by third-party aircraft. So that's part of the issue, I think. I think it starts accumulating too much traffic, and it just can't handle it and starts filtering it out. At some point I might have to restart GSX to get it to work again. Yeah, Traxy, that's the issue. But I don't think that you're too pessimistic. I think it's not 1 million subs. I think the threshold for them, at least for YouTube at least, the threshold is more likely around 1,000 subs or more, a little bit more than that. So let's say a channel with 2,000 or 3,000 subs, then it starts getting their attention. I'm not saying it's going to go to the top notch, not at all, but it will get some attention by them.
Border control, Lufthansa 223, flight level 350.
Lufthansa 223, border control identified.
Beautiful blue and dark sky. That's the moon right there. The lights are blinking fast because it's time compressed. You can see the contrails in the back. So when asked, if anybody asks, do I like this new Lufthansa livery or do I prefer the retros? I got a thing for retro paint. I really like, you know, if not Lufthansa, I would be flying the Condor retro A320. But I picked the Lufthansa because I just want to get Lufthansa out of the freaking Frankfurt airport. Ah, Mirsha, so nice to your friends. Feeding their cats. You want to come down here and feed my cats? I don't have any personally I don't have any house cats, but there's hundreds of cats where I live in the streets. You would love it here. Well, dozens, not hundreds. There's a lot of cats around here. Stray cats. But people take care of them. It's not like they're being mistreated.
Lufthansa 223, contact border control 120.3.
Contact border control 120.3 Lufthansa 223. Border control Lufthansa 223, flight level 350.
Lufthansa 223, border control identified.
So we're flying over France. So probably down there is Bordeaux, not this one, but the previous one. I love this plane's registration. Damn. I don't know if you guys noticed, but there's a I don't know if it's an error or if it's depicting a real life quirk, but you can see here that this bulk cargo door there, this bulk cargo door has a gray paint or gray patch or gray paint job that coincides with the gray belly of the previous paint scheme from Lufthansa. This can be something from the real plane. I would have to see some real life pictures of this plane. But sometimes what happens is that Lufthansa will have these spare doors, or they take it from other aircraft and they'll just stick it to new aircraft or aircraft in service. So this might very well be either a previous older A320 bulk door, or they just had this one in stock and just stick it in here. I would guess the latter, because I'm not seeing Lufthansa repurposing stuff like that, or any airline. It's very dangerous to repurpose stuff like this. But for example, the TAP Portugal retro paint has the real one has a white, so the 321neo sliders have a little door here, so emergency sliders. This is where the sliders are dropped. On the 321 TAP Air Portugal 321neo, the belly is gray, but that little door has been replaced recently with a white one, because TAP's normal paint job is fully white. So it's perfectly possible that this door came from another Airbus A320 or from Lufthansa with the older color, or the stock bulk doors they have there still have the gray bulk door. Either that and someone made a mistake when creating this paint job. I need to see real life pictures of the DA to really understand what happened here. But it's a funky thing, because on the other side there's no bulk door, and both cargo doors are white as they should be.
Ivory 0 for Foxtrot Whiskey, descend via start to 7,000 feet, QNH 1019. Descend via start to 7,000 feet.
You too, Misha. See you around, buddy. Thanks for coming.
Fueling 9 Lima Golf, descend via start to 7,000 feet, QNH 1019. Descend via start to 7,000 feet, QNH 1019, fueling 9 Lima Golf. Lufthansa 223, Madrid Center identified.
So we are in Madrid already.
Ryanair 340 limit cleared Inky 6 Charlie arrival.
Here we are.
Runway 35.
Cleared Inky 6 Charlie arrival. Runway
Very fast trip today.
Air Nostrum 77 Kilo X-ray, descend via start to 8,000 feet, QNH 1019.
Descend via start to 8,000 feet, QNH 1019, Air Nostrum 77 Kilo X-ray.
Air Nostrum 77 Kilo X-ray, contact Madrid approach 131.175.
Contact Madrid approach 131.175, Air Nostrum 77 Kilo
So I need to be careful not to let time compression for too long, because I said already the Fenix doesn't like the oh, there it is. See it jumping up and down? So now what we need to do is go back to 2 times, or normal. Let's go normal first. So you see the plane jumping up and down. This is the issue with compressing time 4 times.
Fueling 9 Lima Golf, contact Bilbao approach 127.45. Contact Bilbao approach 127.45, fueling 9 Lima Golf.
Stable. Let's go to 2 times time compression for now. We're getting very close to our destination. We might as well start descending in a moment. So before that, let's get our landing data.
Good evening, flight level 370.
Let's go to METAR, Faro, refresh.
Madrid Center identified.
There it is. So 1930 Zulu. It's about 30 minutes off. Wind 260 at 4, KVOC, wind temperature 20, dew point 17. Actually, it's moist there. QNH 1018. So let's compare that to our D80s. We got Mike 260 at 4, KVOC 2017, QNH 1018.
Whiskey, contact Bilbao approach 127.45. Contact Bilbao approach 127.45, 830 for Foxtrot Whiskey. Ryanair 340 Lima, report ready for descent. Ready for descent, Ryanair 340 Lima. Ryanair 340 Lima, descent to flight level 150. Descent to flight level 150.
Alright, so let's go here to our landing data. QNH 1018. Temperature 20. It's actually colder in Faro than it is in Germany. It's crazy, Frankfurt. 260 at 4. Transition altitude is 4,500 feet. Let's get landing in config flaps 3, so let's prep it right here. Now when it comes to our decision height, we'll probably get ILS. Oh, this is not correct. We'll probably get our star. It's definitely not 2.8. Let's remove this. So let's go to our approach cat 1 RNP, ILS lock, and cat, I think, yeah, RNP VOR DME. I don't think runway 10 has more than cat 1, so we can do cat 1. Our decision height will be set depending on the either a cat or ILS approach or RNP approach. But if it's an ILS, we can set it up to 224 on the minimum approach altitude. There it is. And we're going to set our performance here. Actually, we need to set up the arrival first. So we're expecting ILS 10 via USAL 9 Charlie, no transition, no vias. Insert. Done. And now we can come back to performance and get that MDA. So MDA is 224. That's 224, right? Yeah, 224. So if it is an ILS, we'll set it to 224. If it's an RNP, which probably won't be. Whenever there's ILS, Beyond ATC will always prefer ILS. So Andrew Mirsha is gone. he came, he talked, and he's just like Julius Caesar. He's gone. Came a little late. All right, so everything's set up for the arrival, which is something we couldn't do with the A300 previously. It would crash once we inserted the landing data. Quite a sad thing, to be honest, because I really wanted to make that plane work, because I'm a sucker for retro planes. I love them because they represent the best, the most ingenious, the most problem-solving part of the aviation history. So that my favorite planes to fly, aside from the modern A350, which is still my favorite plane of all, overall, I do love to fly the MD-11, and I would love to fly the A300 as well, on the same level. So semi-modern with analog stuff, that's the best period of time, I think. And then would be the L1011, but the L1011 is really, really, really old school, and you really need to know how to fly needles, so it takes a little time for me to get used to that. And it's a plane I like to fly sparsely. I don't want to fly it too regularly, because it's very time consuming to do all the stuff, micromanage everything on that plane, and still fly solo. That plane is designed to fly with 3 people, so this one is designed to fly with 2 people. It's already a bit overwhelming at times. The L1011 is just too much, but Inibuilds did a great job of automating a lot of stuff, so that's good. But still, it got updated today, so I need to fly it in the next flight. So we're about to get our landing clearance. We're still time accelerated here, so I'm going to go back to maintenance. Make sure we go back to normal sim rate before we start our approach, because that would be very funky. You know what? Let's go to 4 times, because I want to get there faster. Brilliant 672. What airline is that? Maverick Alpha Yankee, another crazy call sign.
Maverick Alpha Yankee Madrid Center identified.
I think Maverick is one of iFly's call signs. I know one is Moonraker, Skywalker, I think. Not sure. And Maverick, I think Maverick is one of them. You can't help but wonder if Maverick is a call to Top Gun, of course. It's gotta be. Vueling is a Spanish low-cost airline. In fact, I'm seeing more Vueling these days flying than Iberia. I could be wrong, but every time I look around the Iberian Peninsula, so Spain and Portugal, every single, well, not every single, but many of the Spanish registration airplanes I see are from Vueling. There are many of them. So they might be dominating the skies at this point. Iberia is the flagship, but low cost, they grow so fast because people want to buy cheap, and they find cheap.
November, descent via start to 5,000 feet, QNH 1019er.
Descent via start to 5,000 feet, QNH 1019er.
There's the plane pitching up and down violently, like, well, not violently yet. Yeah, it's very popular, Drexy. Not sure if it's as popular as EasyJet or even less popular than Ryanair for sure. Ryanair is the popular low-cost airline in Europe right now. It's sickening to see so many Ryanair 737s around, but still, it's successful. EasyJet, they have a lot of planes, but they're going through a rough spot now. They're not good. They're not doing well these days. And I would say that after EasyJet, probably companies like Wizz Air. Not sure. Wizz Air isn't that big, but it's getting larger. But I think Vueling is probably very close, if not the third most flown airplane, low cost in Europe. Ryanair is undoubtedly the leading low cost, no doubt. Then I would say it's probably EasyJet still, if they don't go bankrupt. And then it's a blank space, I don't know. Probably Vueling or Jet 2 also. Don't know. Really don't know. Smart Wings probably. But they're not very big either. I would say they're just as big as Wizz Air. So maybe it is Vueling. They have a big fleet. Speaking of big fleet, low-cost airlines, I just saw the other day the Spirit Airlines being scrapped. Some of them are not that old planes. They're quite recent planes. It's a shame to see that, to be honest. Instead of selling those planes, they're scrapping it, probably for insurance money. Americans do things a little different. They don't want to give advantages to anybody buying that whole fleet. So guys, right now is about a good time to remind you that you need to leave, well, it would help, and I would really appreciate if you could leave a like, subscribe as well. And if you're feeling generous, there's a link in the description for the Buy Me a Coffee page. Yeah, it was disheartening, wasn't it, Trexie, to see all those planes being scrapped. I mean, it could be reused, sold to another company, but they prefer the insurance money, the investors, I mean. They prefer to have the insurance money for those planes instead of just selling them and give advantage to someone else. I don't know what the counter effects of scrapping those planes will be, but there certainly must be a deal with the scrapping. So this will be the final turn. Reset the sim rate. Go back to performance. We're about to get our landing clearance or approach clearance. Getting our passengers back to their seats.
Clear DT 6 Charlie, arrival runway 35, Air Nostrum 31 Whiskey Papa.
We're about to reach the border with Portugal. This will be our Final stretch.
Iberia 06 Papa Yankee. Good evening, passing flight level 202, descending to flight level 080.
Iberia 06 Papa Yankee, Madrid Center identified. Lufthansa 223, contact Lisbon Center 119.55.
Let's go Lisbon Center.
Center on the Manila decimal 55 Lufthansa 223, bye-bye. Lisbon Center, Lufthansa 223, flight level 350.
Lufthansa 223 Lisbon Center identified. Lufthansa 223, report ready for descent.
Wait, did he give us the descent data? No. They didn't. They didn't. Alright. Ready for descent.
Lufthansa 223, report ready for descent.
Yes. Take it easy.
Ready for descent, Lufthansa 223.
Lufthansa 223, descend to flight level 250.
Descend to flight level 250, Lufthansa 223.
Let's go open descent.
Lisbon Center, JL M6 for Juliet, good evening, flight level
So if you press open descent above the top of descent, it will descend at 1000 feet per minute until it intercepts the optimum descent rate there. That little green circle there, the green dot. It's a rule of thumb, it will always descend at 1000 feet per minute. If you want to go faster, you need to go to vertical speed, but that will also accelerate your airspeed, so you don't want that. You can go to manage descent. Sorry, I said open descent. I meant to manage descent. If you want to go open descent, you just press this knob here, or pull it back actually. If you pull it back, you go to open descent, and that will always also bring you to 1000 feet per minute, but it will remain there, so it will overshoot the performance. It will always remain at 1000 feet, so you need to remember that and hit the manage descent once you intercept it, or manage manually via the manual VS. Yeah, we're really there, really close now, but I still don't know which approach I was given.
Speedbird 5 Delta Whiskey, cleared in Bob 2 Alpha, arrival runway 02.
Cleared in Bob 2 Alpha, arrival runway 02.
So we were just identified, but not given the descent or the approach.
Alpha Yankee, descend via start to 3000 feet, QNH 1019er.
Descend via start
So let's hope that we are given the UEC 9 Charlie and to ILS runway 10.
Cleared lack at 1 Alpha, arrival runway 35 right. Cleared lack at 1 Alpha,
Yeah.
arrival runway 35
Well,
right.
don't speak too soon, Drexy. A lot can happen until we get there. We're still a bit far away. We are in Portugal at least, so not that far now. So there's Faro. This is Lisbon. On the left side, I mean.
Descend to flight level 170, Royal Maroc 983. Ryanair 709 Foxtrot, contact port approach 120.901.
Contact port approach 120.901 Ryanair 709 Foxtrot.
Tomjet 29 Kilo, contact Madrid Center 118.275, have a good evening.
Center on 118.275, Tomjet 29 Kilo, good day.
This is the one, Usalo 9 Charlie. So we want to come down here, just 2 waypoints from Usalo actually.
Victor, descend via start to 3000 feet, QNH 1018.
Descend via start to 3000 feet, QNH 1018, Alpha 74 Alpha.
Let's check the H's to see if the winds have changed. Nope. 260 at 4, still same winds. It's actually not favoring runway 10, I wonder. I wonder what run it'll give us.
Approach 119.405.
Contact Faro, approach 119.405, Ryanair 63 X-ray uniform.
try to talk to ATC. Lisbon Center, Lufthansa 223. Can we get the star approach for Faro? It's not going to answer correctly. It's too specific what I just asked.
Descend via start at 4,000 feet, QNH 1020, EG4 Romeo Oscar.
Speedbird 5 Delta Whiskey, report ready for descent.
Ready for descent, Speedbird 5 Delta Whiskey.
Speedbird 5 Delta Whiskey, descend to flight level 290.
Descend to flight level 290, Speedbird 5 Delta Whiskey.
Speedbird 5 Delta Whiskey, descend to flight level 080.
Descend to flight level 080, Speedbird 5 Delta Whiskey.
I'm busy right now, please get back to me later.
Lisbon Center, Lufthansa 223, request star for Faro approach. Let's see what they give us. I'm trying to get to phraseology.
Lufthansa 223, you're already assigned ILS approach runway 28, unable.
So ILS 28, so definitely not this approach.
Contact port approach 120.901.
Contact port approach 120.901.
Definitely not. Yeah, definitely not this approach. So ILS 28. Now, which one do we get? Not Odemi. So we got Gimao, not the best. So we got Odemi. This is a good one. Odemi 1 Alpha.
939, passing flight level 278, descending to flight level 150. Air Portugal 939.
We're gonna go Novia. Nice.
Viewing 3 X-ray Alpha.
So that's gonna change our heading quite a bit. They didn't give us any star, so let's try to ask specifically for that star. Let's see what it says. Oops. Lisbon Center, Lufthansa 223 requests Odemi 1 Alpha approach. Let's see. I think I misspelled Odemi 1 Alpha.
Lufthansa 223, you're already assigned ILS approach runway 28, unable.
Lisbon Center, Lufthansa 223 requests Odemi 1 Alpha star for ILS runway 28. Let's see what it says.
Lufthansa 223.
I know it's 28.
Runway 28, unable.
I know it's 28.
Delta Whiskey, descend via star to 4,000 feet, QNH 1019.
But it didn't give me a star, so I don't know what star I got. And that's not what's on the flight plan, if you guys remember. We were aiming for runway 10, not 28. But the winds do favor 20, so where's the routing? Right there. So let's see. Oh, use Salo. How is this possible? Use Salo is not for runway 28. It's not going to get us to the runway threshold approach.
Air Portugal 1022, contact Madrid Center 118.275 per day.
Center on 118.275, Air Portugal 1022, bye.
So there's nothing here for a runway 28. Unless it would vector me there.
The RNAV approach runway 35.
QNH 1019, expect the RNAV approach runway 35, Maverick Alpha Yankee.
So these are RNAV arrivals for runway 010, not 28.
Cleared in Bach 2 Alpha, arrival runway 02 KLM6 for Juliet.
Lufthansa 223, turn left heading 180 vectors for the approach.
So maybe this one, Alec. Oh, it's giving me vectors, alright. 180. Fine. It's probably going to give me direct vectors for the ILS approach. So this is all pointless. Let's go directly to our arrival chart. ILS, not runway 10 but 28.
For Alpha Victor, contact Faro approach 119er.
Let's just consider this was a last minute change. No biggie.
For Alpha Victor.
So ILS 28. Let's go get to RMP just in case we need it. So same decision height 224, but now we have changed it, so we need to go to performance. I'm pressing all the buttons instead of the one I want. 224 for the Faro MDA. Everything stays the same.
Lufthansa 223, contact Faro approach 119er.
Let's go to Faro approach.
Contact Faro approach 119er.
It's fair to say we'll be flying direct to one of those last waypoints. FR607 probably.
Lufthansa 223 Faro approach, QNH 1018, expect radar vectors for ILS approach runway 28.
QNH 1018, expect radar vectors for ILS approach runway 28, Lufthansa 223.
Whoops.
Ryanair 63 X-ray uniform, contact Faro Tower 120.
Were we clear to descend? Not yet.
Tower 120.755, Ryanair 63.
Oh, we need to descend though.
Lufthansa 223, descend flight level 050.
Descend flight level 050, Lufthansa 223.
So we're going to extend the speed brakes, because the plane will tend to accelerate like crazy with this nose down attitude. It's trying to get to the green dot, struggling to do that and not to accelerate too much. That's why we extend the speed brakes. It's actually telling us more drag because it doesn't want to overspeed, but we are way ahead of the plane. I've been accused in the past of being behind the plane way too often. I'm trying to change that. I'm trying, guys. I'm trying. So let's turn on our landing system for the ILS. It's going good so far. The only hiccup with this flight was actually at Frankfurt we didn't have any jetways. Something to do with the way Flight Simulator 2024 compiles airfields. I had to reinstall a couple of my airfields, and I was advised to delete a couple of files that relate to indexing the airports. I was told there could be some temporary issues while Flight Sim would recompile those indexes. I didn't know it would just delete jetways. So it's kind of my bad.
Victor, maintain 3,000 feet until established on the final approach course. Cleared ILS approach runway 28. Maintain 3,000 feet until established. Cleared ILS approach runway 28.
Plane's still struggling to get to the green dot, but it will intercept it in about 10 nautical miles. You can see that little zigzag line there. That's when this green dot will hit the center and will be intercepting the optimum descent rate for the managed descent. And this is where we'll get to the assigned 5,000 feet. So we still need to descend to 4,000 and 3,000 feet. So we might as well just switch that to 3,000 and not 4,000. So it will tell us to descend to 4,000, but we'll set it to 3,000 because it will still accomplish the constraint at 4,000 feet, probably telling us to go over that point at or above 4,000 feet and intercept ILS. The plane will follow the constraints. Those are charted constraints, by the way. You can see that right there, 4,000, and then we'll intercept ILS at 3,000 at FR 910, right there, 3,000 feet. This is a 3-degree glide slope angle, and pretty standard approach. Faro used to have only ILS on runway 28 back in the day. So ILS on the opposite end of runway 510, sorry, is fairly recent. Let's bring back the speed brakes. Let's calculate our arrival performance now. Runway 28, apply the BTAR. Our landing weight will be about 60. It's not relevant for now. And we're gonna go with medium brakes, max reverse, manual land, flaps 3. That will give us 1,550 LDA, or sorry, factored LDR, landing distance, and the LDA is 2,490 meters, so still a lot of room. We can exit on probably the first exit to the right. We'll try that. Faro Airport is somewhere over there. It's hard to see from this distance. Oh, sorry, somewhere over there, I believe. My voice is failing. So we're about to pass 10,000 feet. Just going to extend the landing lights. There it is. Thrust reduction to 250 knots. Landing lights are extended. Let's turn them on, passing 10,000 feet.
Alpine 7 for Alpha Victor, contact Faro Tower 120.755, good day. Over to Tower 120.755, Alpine 7 for Alpha Victor.
Need to file a little performance ball. Let's turn on track IR again.
Faro, Alpine 516, flight level 122 with information November.
Alpine 516 Faro approach, QNH 1018, expect the ILS approach runway 28.
QNH 1018, expect the ILS approach runway 28. Alpine 516.
Remember, we've been given vectors.
Alpine 516, clear direct Jupiter.
Airport's right there.
At or above 3,000 feet, cleared ILS approach runway 28.
Cleared direct Jupiter. Cross Jupiter at or above 3,000 feet. Cleared ILS approach runway 28. Alpine 516.
There's another plane cleared for the ILS approach, but I'm not seeing it anywhere. It's also not on our scope here for the TCAS. I hope it's not going to interfere with our landing. Oh, I see it. It's right in front of us. Not on the line. It's because there it is. We need to set that for below. My bad. So we're going to reduce our speed here because I want to give room for that plane up front. Let's go to 200 knots. Just don't want to get too close. We're also going to fly heading for now. that plane is going to fly direct to Jebti. It's probably where we'll be vectored in as well. We need to go due to Jebti. We're just decelerating to get more time. It's actually helping us decelerate as well. So, for the approach phase, speed check flaps 1. There's a plane. It's an easy jet plane. So reduce source speed even more than 180.
Lufthansa 223, descend to 4,000 feet, QNH 1018.
Descend to 4,000 feet, QNH 1018, Lufthansa 223.
Descending to 4,000 feet. I'm going to set our QNH 1018. We can set that right now, right here on the standby.
7680, contact Faro Tower 120.755.
Over to Tower 120.755, France Solo 7680.
Still not clear to turn, so still following the 180s.
Lufthansa 223, descend to 3,000 feet.
Descend to 3,000
Let's
feet.
expedite the descent here.
Lufthansa 223, 3 miles from Jebti, turn right, heading 260, maintain 3,000 feet until established. Cleared ILS approach, runway 28.
Turn right, heading 260, 3,000 feet until established. Cleared ILS approach, runway 28.
We're clear for the ILS approach.
Lufthansa 223, descend to 3,000 feet, minimum approach speed.
Descend to 3,000 feet, minimum approach speed, Lufthansa 223.
Speed brakes out. We are going to overshoot. No rush, there's a plane on the approach. Speed brakes are out. We need to decelerate the plane. We can actually initiate our approach phase. Actually, we're already at the approach phase, which is good. We can get it back in. VAP is 145. Set altimeter local 1019er. Is it 1019er? Yep. 1018, I think. What's that number there? Yeah, 1018. So I do that so I don't forget the correct altimeter. And we are established.
Lufthansa 223 on final approach 28.
Lufthansa 223, roger.
Let's arm our speed brakes. Speed check flaps 2. A little bit over speeding on the speed brakes, on the flaps I mean. But we need to decelerate the plane, so anything will help to do that. We want that plane up ahead to land and clear the runway. If we are too fast, we might get too close. We will overshoot our chance.
Lufthansa 223, contact Faro Tower 120.755.
Going to Faro Tower.
Have a good evening.
Contact Tower 120.755, Lufthansa 223, good day. Faro Tower, Lufthansa 223, ILS approach runway 28.
Lufthansa 223, Faro Tower, continue.
Local, Lufthansa 223.
Continue, still not clear to land. So we're going to drop our gear to get more drag into this plane because it's not really wanting to decelerate. Gear down.
Transolo 7680, exit next available taxiway.
Exit next available taxiway, front solo 7680.
2,500.
2,500, check. Flaps 3, speed check, flaps 3. Our final approach, flaps, still not clear to land. This might be a go around. Make sure you have the go around altitude, which is 3,000. Do it there, climb to 3,000. We look close, but we're actually a bit far. We are at about 5 miles from the airport. I would say far, but far enough.
Lufthansa 223, wind 260 degrees, 4 knots, runway 28, clear to land.
Runway 28, clear to land.
Clear to land.
223.
Autopilot off. Winds are calm. Just follow the flight director. Check. TA only. That's traffic advisory only. Getting a little low.
Approaching 28.
Confirmed. Landing. ECAM status no blue. Continue. Following the ILS, ignoring the poppy lights, which is telling me that I'm too high. Check.
Hundred above.
Check.
Minimum.
Continue. See the poppy lights?
100.
Check.
50, 40, 30, 20. Retard.
Touchdown. Auto brake on. Reverse. Roll out. knots.
Lufthansa 223, exit next available taxiway.
Auto brake off.
Next available taxiway, Lufthansa 223.
Runway exit procedures in a moment. Welcome to Faro. Let's not abuse on the brakes. Start up here.
Faro Tower, Alpine 516, ILS approach runway 28.
Lufthansa 223, contact ground 118.58.
Ground 118.58, Lufthansa 223.
Let's contact the ground.
Lufthansa 223, request taxi to allocated gate.
Lufthansa 223, taxi to stand 316 via Papa Bravo.
Taxi to stand 316 via Papa Bravo, Lufthansa 223.
Papa and then Bravo. So not this one, the other. To stand 316. Yep, let's go. We got APU available. Let's bleed it in. Can turn this off. Can also turn off the flight chrono. 2 hours and 50 minutes of flight. And let's turn off engine 1. Single engine taxi in. Or SETI. We got jetways in Faro. There's an easy jet plane coming in to land. This is our turn here. So we need to take a look at our wheel temperature. It will tell us if it's hot, but still, I don't want to take chances. Looking good. Not too hot. So let's search for 316. That's 318. 316 is right there, so let's assign that to GSX if not done already. It wasn't. 316. Ground force. There it is. So I'm going to turn off the runway turn off lights and taxi lights. The reason why they're turned off is so that we don't blind anyone. A320 correctly identified. Slow down. You can see it's a little offset. Take your time. The point is to make these lines straight. As it starts bending, you press it. Stop. Looks good. Set parking brake. Okay, very good parking, it says. Alright, let's turn off engine number 2. Beacon off. And hopefully this
The boarding requested.
The boarding has been requested. Let's see if the jetway moves. Oh, it's this one. Nice. There's a little CCTV camera there. That's pretty cool. Alright, let's deboard this plane. Parking checklist, parking brake. Oh, I'm toasting everybody with radiation. Parking brake set, nav 8's set to off. Constraint off. And arc 10. Constraint off. Arc 10. Nav 8's to off. Flight directors to off. FCU reset. So we're gonna set this to 100. Every company have their own reset code, so I'm not gonna delve into that because codes are codes.
Passengers, the boarding
I'll just set 100, 100, and 100. That's it. Flight directors 1 and 2 off, and the ARC-10. NTIs not turned on. Engine master switches are both off. Fuel pumps to off. We got external power available. Turn off APU lead. Engine master switch to off. Beacon is off. Seatbelt signs to off. External power is on. Transponder to off. TRA to off as well. And cockpit door to open so we can see the blue passengers. Oh my. Oh my. I never get used to these weird looking passengers. Anyway, welcome to Faro, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed. I certainly did enjoy finally accomplishing this flight. It was long due, as you guys saw. I was trying to fly this very same flight with the A300 from Builds, but there were just so many issues. Well, one issue actually, just a WASM crash. Faro is small because it doesn't need to be bigger. That's really why it's so small. It's a small looking airport because it's a regional airport. It only serves Faro actually, and mostly the most action it sees is during the summertime because Faro is a beach destination. So it doesn't need to be bigger than this. It's actually bigger than Madeira, but that's not really by far. In terms of capacity, it's a much larger airport than Madeira, but it's the third biggest airport in Portugal still. Second will be Porto, and Lisbon, of course, the biggest one. It's a good airport. It serves its purpose. I wouldn't say it's small, it's just not as big as you're probably used to. It's quite a feat of engineering because it was built on an island, so there's a lot of engineering to build this airport. Anyway, now that I'm in Faro, I need a destination to go next. Which aircraft and which destination? Again, I'm open to suggestions, guys. This was the glide slope flight from Frankfurt to Faro, finally. This was the third attempt, like I said earlier. Sorry about my voice, not the best today. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, remember to leave a like, subscribe, and if you care, you can also donate it via the Buy Me a Coffee link. I'll see you next time. Remember, the blue skies are always waiting. Cheers.
Adventure calls me day and night. The wind, it sings a melody, guiding where I long to be.
Faro to Rome, or Bordeaux, Stuttgart. Good suggestions, Drexy. I might take one of those.
The world below fades out of sight as I soar into the light. The stars above begin to shine, painting trails so bright and fine. Every turn brings something new, endless skies in brilliant blue. The wind, it sings a melody, guiding where I long to be. I'll spread my wings and chase the sun, no limits when the dream's begun. The world below fades out of sight as I soar into the light. I'll spread my wings and chase the sun, no limits when the drums begun. The world below fades out of sight as I soared into the